peace that surpasses all understanding. What a day. Um, I mentioned recently that I've been kind of in work mode. There's a time and a season for everything, and a time to laugh, a time to cry. Um, you know, a time to reap, a time to sow. And lately it's been a time of there's a time for reflection and study, and that's kind of a time for isolation, kind of sort of, where I've been in deep reflection about you know love. What is love? What is love? You know, and I've made mention to living from a loving heart space, and being an expression of love, and there's been experiences over my life where I can definitely see the pattern, being in love, where that idea of being in love, infatuation, um, butterflies and fireworks, and being in love with a person, in love. Well, why does that feel so good? You know, and why do I love that person? Because they stir up those feelings within me. It's exciting. It's um, there's a newness. There's a passion. There's um, an intrigue, um, and all those things are pleasant experiences. It affords to me a pleasant experience being in the state of love, in love with somebody. I love pizza. I love the taste and the sensation of pizza. It's a pleasant experience. Um, I love being in relationships with people who love me, because it caters to my ego, and makes me feel wanted, needed, loved, desired, important, vital. Um, I love that experience, and I can see something that wasn't clear. I love you. Speaking those words, I love you. Well, what do I love about you? Whoever you is. What do I love about you? I love that you're kind, you're compassionate, you're generous, um, um, whatever. But it all kind of falls back onto me, how it makes me feel, how you make me feel. I love that. And there's a certain aspect to that, at least something that I'm experiencing or coming into a better awareness of, is that when I say I love someone, when I have those feelings like of affection and deep respect, and almost a reverence, and an appreciation and a gratitude, and why am I having these feelings about a certain person? Why am I having these feelings? Because they make me feel good. It's a loop. It's kind of, I'm perceiving it as a loop. Now, there have been numerous occasions in the course of my life, and I'll get to those, where there was that same level of appreciation, gratitude, affection, adoration, um, a sense of beauty and grandeur and majesty, and these things that I would refer to as, these are the characteristics of the things that I would want to feel in the state of love, being loving. Um, but I'll get right to it. I'll get right to it. And the one that's right in my awareness right now, in this present moment, is my former stepdaughter. an avid horse rider, more so like English style jumping, hurdles, things of that nature, more English than Western, and very passionate, very passionate. Everything is horses, horses, horses with her. Everything. Her daily life revolves around horses. Going to the stable, tacking the horse, grooming the horse, and there was a period where I had a particularly fair amount of time where I could actually. I would always engage with her or give her a ride to the stable, whatever, blah, da, da. But there was a period of time where I was actually able to engage on some level and hang around at the stable with her while she tacked and rode the horse and etc. And it was a nice experience to have that time to spend and share with her. But it was the experience. There was that grandeur, that beauty, that majesty that had nothing to do with me. And this one particular occasion, this was like the peak moment, right, where I had brought her to the stable, and I remember her telling me like she has a different dynamic with her biological father, and I remember her saying to me, "Well, you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay. You can just drop me off, and if you've got something else to do, you can just drop me off and go and do whatever you're going to do, but you don't have to stay." And I remember asking, I'm like, well, would you rather if I left? Would you be more comfortable having this time for alone time, meditative time, bonding time with your horse spin, No. If you want to stay, yeah, please stay. Great. Well, I'd rather stay. I'm going to stay and I'm going to watch and I'll help and tack up the horse and muck out the stalls, whatever. Just to, have some time with you, enjoy our day. I like horses too. Um, so, we did whatever we were going to do. We tacked up the horse, we mucked out the stall, and she got the horse, got the horse tacked up and went out to the paddock, the riding area where the hurdles were and whatever, and began to do her routine. And there was a nice area outside of the paddock where it was very nice and green grass and whatever. And I just took a seat and I was watching her, and it was nice. It was nice, and watching the horse go through the paces and the elegance of the moves and observing that and just being still with that and the coolness of the grass. And I was having a nice moment just being there. It was like I would liken it to sitting at the beach and watching the rolling of the waves, or seeing a sunrise or a sunset, or the view from the top of a mountain after a hike. It was just it was a nice experience. But as I leaned more into this experience of observing her riding her horse, um, I caught the expression on her face, real like as she's riding around, and I'm looking at her, and to see the expression on her face was like she was in her groove, man. She was in her happy place. She was focused and blissed out at the same time. Like she was just like she was in her element. She was in her creation. She was in her what is the word I'm looking for? She was being all she could be in that moment, and there was something about witnessing her in her happy space, in her, what is the word? In her wholeness, in her fullness, that being on a horseback and doing that's something that for each of us is maybe something a little different. Maybe some of us are artistic, some of us are excellent writers, um, uh, create furniture, build birdhouses, garden, whatever it is for us as individuals that we feel passionately about. And what that experience, and I was just like in a moment of seeing that expression on her face, that like she was just completely blissed out in that experience. And what I felt was love. Love. It's to see somebody in their integrity, in their fullness, in their creativity and their expression. She had no idea I was watching her on that level. She knew I was there. Every time she came around, she'd see me sitting in the grass, but she wasn't doing that for me. She was living in her happy space, and I got to witness that. And that overwhelming sense of love, seeing someone, witnessing someone, experiencing someone in their happy space, in their fullness, in their divine creativity, having a bonding experience, she having her bonding experience with that sentient creature, and the compassion, empathy, connection that she had with that animal. I'm reminded of that scene in Avatar, where Jake Sully, grabs his ponytail and connects with the dragon there, whatever they called those, and he puts it there, and they have their breathing moment, and to witness her in that, I just got goosebumps. I don't know, whatever, but I just got goosebumps. And in comparison, so what did I love about that experience? There was nothing that was being like it didn't have anything to do with my ego being lifted up. It had nothing to do with her performing an act of kindness or saying something nice or giving me a cup of coffee or whatever, or I love you, stepdad. I just happened to be there, and the love, the feelings of love, the expansiveness of love, the love that she has for her horse and horses and animals, um, in comparison to all these other experiences that up until more recent years in my life where why do I love something or someone or whatever? Because they cater to me on some level, because it makes me feel good. And I've there's a couple of people in my you know in my reality, in my day-to-day life. One is very happy, um, creating works of art. One is very happy as a public speaker, and teacher and writer. Um, and to have the privilege of um, witnessing people in their happy space. It does nothing for me in my reality, um, in a tangible sense, but to witness them in their integrity and fortunately, serendipitously, um, for instance, the friend that I have that is passionate about art, serendipitously, I just happen to really enjoy her style of art. Serendipitously, my friend who is more of the public speaker, writer, um, I happen to resonate with the things that they write, which is a double whammy. It's like doubly good, you know. It's so to witness people in their integrity, acting from a place of, and to witness that, to see the look on their face, to see their facial expression, to see their posture and their excitement and their enthusiasm, and witness them in all their glory. Um, to witness someone in their divinity is just fantastic, you know. Um, I'm reminded too of a quote somebody brought up in my awareness. Sometime, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to without slaughtering it. But the gist of this quote was, sometimes people show up in our lives with no hidden agenda, with no want, need, or desire to gain anything or manipulate us. They are simply there to participate in our lives and help us grow and learn and become all we can be. You know, I'm paraphrasing and amalgamating, but and that these people that show up in our lives are a gift, are a privilege, are a divine blessing from the universe. Um, and yes, I love those experiences, and I love those people in my life who are living from their own integrity, and the privilege and good fortune that I feel and sense being a witness to that, to see that loving expression fulfill itself within somebody. I'm reminded of the word enthusiasm. It comes from the Greek entheos, the spirit within. And with that, I was about to say, I wish you a peace. I offer you a peace and a love and a joy that surpasses all understanding, surpasses my own understanding, like that moment with my stepdaughter on her horse and having the privilege of witnessing her enthusiasm. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Much love, much love. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for stopping in. I'm always open for reflection. If something resonated with you or whatever, you're certainly welcome to comment in the comment section of this share. But I'm going to include my email if for your own anonymity. If you'd like to reach out and make a comment or share an experience anonymously, my email will be down in the description box. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day.